Today in this video we are going to discuss what is open source. So open source, the term open source refers to something people can modify and share because its design is publicly accessible. So the term originated in the context of software development to designate a specific approach to creating computer programs. Today, however, open source designates a broader set of value, what we call the open source way. Open source products are initiatives embrace and celebrate principle of open exchange and collaborative participation, rapid prototyping, transparency, meritocracy, and community oriented development. So what is open source software? Open source software is software with source code that anyone can inspect, modify, and enhance. Source code is the part of software that most computer users don't ever see. It's the code computer programmer can manipulate to change how a piece of a software or a program or application works. Programmers who have access to computer program source code can improve that program by adding feature to it or fixing part that don't always works correctly. So what is the difference between open source software and other softwares? So free online code. Some software has source code that only the person, team, or organization who created it and maintains exclusive control over it can modify. People call this kind of software proprietary or closed source software. So only the original authors of proprietary software can legally copy, inspect, or alter that software. And in order to use proprietary software, computer user must agree, usually assigned by license displaying the first time they run the software. They will not do anything with the software that the software authors have not expressly permitted. Microsoft Office and Adobe Photoshop are examples of proprietary software. Open source software is different. Its author make its source code available to others who would like to view that code, copy it, and learn from it, alter it, or share it. LibreOffice and the GNU image manipulation programs are the example of open source software. As they do with the proprietary software, user must accept the terms of license when they use open source code, but the legal terms of open source license differ dramatically from those who have proprietary license. Open source license affect the way people can use, study, and modify, distribute software in general. Open source license grant computer user permission to use open source software for any purpose they wish. Some open source license, what some people call copyleft license, stipulate that anyone who releases a modified open source program must also release the source code for that program alongside it. Moreover, some open source license stipulate that anyone who alters and shares a program with others must also share that program's source code with charging a license fee for it. by design. Open source code sharing because they permit other people to make modification to source code and incorporate those changes into their own projects. They encourage computer programmers to access, view, and modify open source software whenever they like, as long as they let others to do same when they share their work. Is open source software only important to computer programs? No. Open source technology and open source thinking both benefit programs and non-programmers because early inventor built much of the interest itself on open source technology like the Linux operating system and the Apache web server application. Anyone using the internet today benefits from one open source software. Every time computer user view web pages, check email, chat with friends, stream music online, or play multiplayer video games, their computer, mobile phone, or gaming console connect to a global network of computers using open source software to route and transmit their data to the local devices they have in front of them. The computer that do all this important work are typically located in a faraway places that users don't actually see or can physically access, which is why some people call these computers remote computers. More and more people rely on remote computers when performing tasks they might otherwise perform on their local devices. For example, they may use online word processing, email management, or image editing software that they don't install or run on their personal computer. Instead, they simply access the program by on a remote computer by using a web browser or mobile phone application. When they do this, they are engaged in remote computing. Some people call it remote computing cloud computing because it involves activities like storing files, sharing photos, or watching video that incorporate not only local devices but also a global network of remote computers that form an atmosphere around them. So, cloud computing is an increasingly important aspect of everyday life with internet connect devices. Some cloud computing applications like Google Apps are proprietary, others like OnCloud and Nextcloud are open source. So, cloud computing applications run on top of additional software that helps them operate smoothly and efficiently. So, people will often say that software running underneath cloud computing application acts as a platform for those applications. Cloud computing. One sec. Let me see. 7. Okay, so I hope you like the video, enjoy the video, and also you learn which I am go discuss in this video. So if you like the video, please subscribe my channel, follow my channel, and like the video. Press the bell icon, and inshallah we will meet in next video.